It's kind of ironic that the simplest and best way to get rich is to do goddamn nothing. Seriously, you just buy Bitcoin and forget about it. Just go live your life. Like my friend George Bodine, go paint paintings, go work out, go do whatever, your God-given talents tell you should be doing, knowing that your future economic well-being is in the most secure, growing network in the world, and it'll always be there. And every year you come back to it and you'll say, gosh, that's nice. I'm wealthier now. The change in mindset that occurs once you really fully understand this, it's really amazing. You just get relaxed. You feel good. I no longer worry about, can I retire? I no longer worry about, am I going to have enough money? It's just not something I worry about. And I think it's unusual. I think most people live their lives with a certain amount of just financial and economic stress, where their money is something that's always weighing on them. They're scared about it. They're concerned about it. And that's no way to live your life.
And there you have it from Lawrence Lepard. He's sitting there telling you that once you understand Bitcoin, the power of Bitcoin, and how it can revolutionize and change your life, you're not going to have the same stressors anymore. You're not going to stress about retirement. You're not going to stress about how you can provide and what the future is going to hold as far as your financial future goes. Bitcoin is that one hedge against monetary debasement, and the hidden tax is debasement, and they call it inflation or whatever they want to call it, but Bitcoin protects you from that. Stack harder. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you in the cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it. First update, shout out to Tech Dev from him. Another fire chart. You see right here the liquidity conditions below. We're in an uptrend, fall off. We have a double bottom out of the green box, and this corresponds with a run up for Bitcoin. Right now, an uptrend, a fall off, double bottom coming out of the green box. We're waiting for that blast off from Bitcoin. It could be right around the corner. And right here, look at the M2 money supply. We've showed you this on multiple charts. So over the 1 day, you see that when Bitcoin ultimately peaked, the M2 money supply led before falling off a cliff. Bitcoin peaked shortly thereafter. Well, look here. As far as the price action goes, we haven't bottomed out yet. And why do we say that? Because the M2 money supply leads Bitcoin, meaning that what happens first, Bitcoin will follow. Well, in this M2 money supply, we actually see a lower low right here. So could we be seeing a lower price action on Bitcoin before the bottom is ultimately in, and then before we get that double bottom pattern and that reversal up past 100K towards new all-time highs? Could that be what's in the cards? Well, let's look at the Bitcoin chart. What do we see? What do we anticipate? Right now, at the current time it's recording, Bitcoin is coming in at 80.8K. If we get back above the $81,000 threshold, that will be something to pay attention to, because this is a macro level that we need to get back above and hold. But we are in this downtrend. You see this channel? We've just been sort of hitting our head at the peak, coming back down, falling off a cliff, retesting, coming back down, retesting. And the bigger question is, will we come back down and make this lower low towards this macro level here? This is something that you want to pay attention to. This will get all the charts oversold. Right now, there's some hope in the market that we will break out of this and have a continuation to the upside. The first upside level to pay attention to, if we break out of this, is the $92,000 range. But there is also some confluence around 87,000. So 87, but then a more macro level around 92. And then once we get past that, 96, and then up to 102. Those are the levels to pay attention to. But if we look at this uptrend, the trend's your friend to the end. And if we just zoom out on the chart so we can get the holistic picture, we can see here that since way back at the bottom of the bear market, we had this bottom white line where we've respected this multiple times. Once where we bottomed out, twice, and then once we see here, you see on the 3-day, we actually had the RSI go below the 30 range right here before we ultimately bottomed out later on. The next time we did it, we didn't break the 30 range, but we were down to 33. So we haven't quite got down to 33 yet, So could we see that major level play out? Now this is a macro level to pay attention to right here, this upwards trend line. But if we come down, could we come down and retest this trend line right here? Would be perfectly around the second half of May, or could it come sooner and we wick down below to 67, 69,000 and then hold this red line before we ultimately have that rounding reversal pattern before we head towards new all-time highs? That's the levels that you want to pay attention to. That's what we see for Bitcoin. Remember, we showed you that that M2 showed another leg lower. If we zoom in right here, this is the lowest leg, and this leads Bitcoin. These bottomed out somewhere, around similar time frames. Now it's not going to be exactly one-to-one, but we had a bottoming out right here, putting in a lower low. But once we get here, this corresponds with the end of April. Will we see a lower leg, and will this take us down towards that $70,000 threshold? If so, this is still a bullish indication and an optimal load up zone. Looking back at the charts, we see we've hit our head on that 70 range multiple times too. This level right here is a level to pay attention to, and this is your load up zone. If you want to stack and get into the best position, have some dry capital if we come back down here. Now, if we break this level, then it's a totally different story. If we break the 70 level, we might come back and back test and see lower price action. That's more bear market. The Bitcoin bros believe that we are indeed in a bull market. So that is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing that the RSI is oversold, but never got really too oversold below the 30 range. Once again, looking back, this was bear market bottoming out. But when we're in bull cycles, do we break that 30 range? Let's check it out. If we look back to the bottom of the 2019 bear market, we actually came back down and broke that level one time. That was with the pandemic dump. So that probably would not have happened if that black swan event never occurred. But as you see here, we didn't come back down and break that until the next bear cycle. So it's a high probable chance that this bottom could be in, or we could see a little bit lower price action, but not come all the way down and break this because we believe we're in a bull market. That's one indicator to pay attention to. If we break this level here, this 30 range, that's indicative of bear market action, because in the bull market, we don't quite come back down there until the bear is here. Keep that in mind. MicroStrategy closed the market at 272. Now, what will we see for this stock? As you see, since November of last year, we have been just trading in this channel, hitting our head, making support, hitting our head, making support. But as you see, we've been putting in lower highs and lower. We haven't put in a lower low on this leg just quite yet. As you see right here, this bottoming out around 224. This right here has not put a lower leg in yet, but could we? Could we come back down towards that $200 range towards the end of this month? That's the bigger question to ask. If we zoom into this price action, you see we actually broke out of this downwards resistance, tried it again, third time, and we got rejected each time. We keep retesting this resistance level once, twice, 3 times. Will we ultimately fall down? And will this be the optimal load up zone for MicroStrategy? If so, and these levels hold, there is a bullish continuation pattern that will happen, and MicroStrategy will take off as Bitcoin would come back down to here, and we will see Bitcoin rally and rip going into the end of 2025 into 2026 to see a $200,000+ Bitcoin. We hope you're prepared. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.